Hello, this is Fear Dragon, and welcome to Breaking Out, the show about North American StarCraft II players. Here on this show, we spend 1 week highlighting an up-and-coming North American player. Throughout the week, we find out more about the player's history, their personality, and their playstyle over the course of 6 short episodes. On Monday, we'll interview the player and find out more about them. Tuesday through Thursday, we'll watch a game from each of the various matchups casted by your very own Fear Dragon. On Friday, we'll check out a generally awesome game with some sick play, and on Saturday, we'll kick it back with the player and have some wacky fun with some randomly selected events like handicap ladder matches, karaoke, and dance contests. Each episode aims to be about 20 to 30 minutes long, so you can learn more about the North American StarCraft II scene without interrupting your busy WCS schedule. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the show. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Breaking Out, the show about North American StarCraft II players. Today is Saturday, the most fun day of the week. It is our fun day because we are not over here at day9.tv. We're actually at twitch.tv/FearDragon64 or youtube.com/FearDragon64. Either way, it's our fun day on Saturday, and I'm here with ROOTSeeds' Bones, the captain of Team ROOTSeed Academy. How you doing today, Bones?
They're good. Look forward to some fun.
Yeah, fun. And the fun of the week is going to be in the form of mono battles with myself and, of course, Seeds' Bones. This is going to be pretty interesting. We've already picked out our unit composition. It's going to be Bones on the Phoenix and myself on the Banelings. Now, Bones, you're going to have to carry us really hard because I'm a Protoss player and I'm going to be playing Zerg.
Well, luckily Phoenix can lift.
Oh! Oh, yeah, you're gonna have to be lifting a lot. You're not just gonna be lifting their units, you're gonna be lifting me. But with that being said, I think that we're pretty much just gonna jump straight into the game, so we'll go ahead and jump forward into when we're actually into an actual game, so you guys don't have to wait with us through the matchmaking process. So see you guys in a bit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the game and we're going to be jumping straight into it. It is going to be a Terran and a Zerg player, Quartz and Romario, versus myself and Bones. And,
Huh? These are the same guys?
Yeah, we actually just played one kind of warm-up match and we were playing against the same people. Yeah, these are actually completely the same people.
But one of them's playing Zerg.
Ooh.
And it's the same map. What the fuck?
Oh my god, but we're in reverse positions this time. But yeah, guys, once again, this is gonna be a mono battle. Right now.
Actually,
huh?
Hold on. Last second change. I'm gonna go Immortal, you go Sentry, and we'll just
Immortal Sentry
attack.
Okay, let's do this. Patented push.
Since I think they're Protoss Zerg.
Wait,
yeah. Or no, they're Terran Zerg. Whatever, it'll still work.
what's going on? I think I messed up my build. I messed up my opening already. Oh my god. That's okay. I'm going sentries, so I'm just gonna early gas. Gas before gate.
Maybe I'll go for Immortal drops.
Ooh, that would be cool. Okay. So are we doing this on like a one base push?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we probably should have walled off.
Yeah, probably. Is one of them Zerg?
Next building, you should make a pylon. Make your next pylon and then a forge at the wall off at the ramp.
Okay.
I'll make a pylon at the ramp too.
Okay. Where is the ramp? It's over here. And I should probably save it for a cyber core. Alright, the races are Terran Zerg.
Yes. I guess I can probably do 2 robos? Yeah. I won't go for speed.
Get up the forge. Immortal Sentry. the New Age 2v2 Immortal Sentry all in.
I'm gonna say let's build 2 robos at the same time.
Oh god, I saw one of the little critters on the map and I thought it was a probe sneaking in to like do probe shenanigans.
Oh my god.
Oh
fuck.
god.
Build a canyon middle line.
Yep.
But I am fucked.
Oh god, are you?
Yeah. Unless we make a last second amendment and I can make a mothership car.
No, I think we can do this. Just
If
give
it
me
comes
a
after
second.
you, yes. Make sure to mineral block, or force field, or
Yeah.
I may be able to get an immortal out. Oh god, he's gonna come after me now, though.
Oh god!
Sentry! Run it! Here, I'll pull probes. Okay, rebuild that forge, yeah. Oh shit! Oh shit, he's got. Oh my god, he's got speed. This is not good.
Oh god.
Good. Keep that wall and be ready. Oh my god.
Oh god. I just
Okay,
pulled all
just
my
retreat.
probes off.
Just hold your main. Hold your main.
Hold my main. Okay.
Yeah. Just cancel those. Cancel.
Oh god, I missed the cancel on one of them.
Just hold your main. I'll hold mine.
Okay.
You've got an easier job of it since you've got sentries.
Yeah. Oh wait, I have warp gate. Why am I still warping it like that?
Nope, supply blocked. Oh wait, by the way, the guy had Widow Mines, probably. Or Hellions. I'm not sure.
Okay, if it's Widow Mines, we need detection.
I have an observer.
Okay.
I'll make 2, and I'll send the other one to follow your sentries. One will follow my immortals. I'm going for drops. I guess I'll drop the Zerg. Since he's committed. Zerg damage to him would be more crippling. These robots probably badly positioned in hindsight.
Alright, he only has 2 Zergans left over.
Try and wall off, that would be very helpful.
Yeah.
Can you make a cannon in my main?
Yeah, sure.
Just send a probe and make a pylon to cannon.
I'll make it
That one.
over here.
Just make it in the middle, I mean,
Okay.
in my mineral line.
Okay.
Tell me when you're trying to build and I can move my probes.
Okay.
Oh, he's got Widow Mines.
Alright, do you want me to make this a tidal wall in?
Yeah, make it a 1 gap. Okay, build the cannon now. Build the cannon, please.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Or I was, never mind.
Do you need any minerals?
Not really.
Okay.
Ready to move out?
Yep. Oh, whoops. I don't
Oh shit, things. Oh, a drop.
Oh, drop incoming?
To me.
Okay.
Did they kill our rocks, or did we kill our rocks?
They kill our rocks.
Looks like it's probably flying around to go after you. Okay. Oh shit.
Oh god. I have a lot of minerals, so I'm just gonna build cannons.
Yeah, but be ready to micro. Force field is gonna be very important.
Okay.
Force field! Just force field them away. Force field them away. So we can kill this.
We need an observer. Oh, you have an observer, right?
Oh shit, I lost. Almost lost it. Uh-oh. Force field. Good force fields. Okay, this is going okay. Uh-oh.
Oh god.
Force field the ramp. Force field the ramp. Just keep... Yeah, and then we can kill this other base. Just keep force fielding that ramp. Uh-oh. I think he just got hit by a wood of mine.
Oh god, I lost so many sentries.
Oh yeah, Immortal, good unit. Oh, lost my observer.
Oh god. Do we keep pushing? Can we?
Yeah, push towards the Zerg.
He left! GG! Oh, wow. Alright, well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, that was quite a fantastic Immortal Sentry all-in. Despite the fact that that did not go exactly as planned. Oh, but, you know, hey, let's move on and talk a little bit about the games that were actually played this week by you, specifically in the 1 versus 1 scene. So, let's just kind of go over them one by one, and we'll start with the Protoss versus Zerg game. And, you know, the Protoss versus Zerg game was a really interesting game because it had something that you don't see every single day in a Protoss versus Zerg. It was mass Phoenix when I don't believe your opponent was actually making, like, a ton of Mutalisks. So,
Oh, well, we made a lot of Corruptors.
uh-huh.
And he was on Mutacorruptor. And then he did go back into Hydraling and Infestor.
Yeah.
But I was going into Immortal, or Archon Charge a lot. So... But against Mutacorruptor, you do need to make, like, Pure Phoenix. That may seem counterintuitive, but it's really hard. Or that's... I feel like that's the best reaction, is go, like, all-out Phoenix with range, and then just focus on that. It's nice to have a ground army base that they can't straight up engage you, like a Blinkstalker Archon. But I think I didn't have the time to get that up. But it's really hard to diversify and defend against that, like because you need like Blinkstalker, Storm, Archon, Phoenix. Well, if you got economy, that's nice, but if you're close to them on economy, you've got to spend it efficiently in units that can deal directly with Mutacorruptor. So I feel like Pure Phoenix is like the ideal reaction to that. It's it gets kind of weird if it keeps going on like that, because they can just keep making Mutacorruptor and like go to like 3/3 and like max Mutacorruptor.
Yeah.
And then you kind of have to get Storm, but actually if you have like 50 Phoenix, then you can So it can get really weird,
Yeah. And
but just pure Phoenix against that, like in micro, is the best. Obviously, he switched out of that, and that's why I was going into Charge Lot Archon, which is a good thing to have on the ground. It's kind of complicated if he goes Swarm Host out of that. There's so many things the Zerg can do, but Charge Lot Archon's a good reaction because the Archons also deal well with the air units to support the Phoenix.
yeah, and it was so funny because like you see Phoenix doing well against Hydralisk in small numbers, but when it got to like the big battle versus big battle engagements, like, and you have that many Phoenix, I mean, isn't it absurdly micro intensive to be trying to like click every single one of those units for those lifts and to make them effective in those late game battles?
Yes. If it gets to that late game, he only got like a few Infestors and a bunch of Hydras out, and he got like a really muddy Fungal.
Yeah.
I managed to run away from that. But if there's no Infestors there, it's not really that hard to spam lift. You also kind of want to trade out the Phoenix maybe at that point.
Yeah.
If he's got no more air units, I mean they're not that great, so you kind of want to trade him out. But I mean in that particular game it didn't really matter. That was a bit of a weird situation how it transitioned into that. But I think I was just far enough ahead that it didn't matter in that particular game. But yeah, you do definitely want to trade out your Phoenix if they're totally tech switching like that, and then maybe like go Storm. Storm Archon, and that way if they go back into Muta, you've got the Storm base and you can remake Phoenix, and you've already got the range and the upgrades and whatnot. And Colossus, because you got to be safe against Storm Host, so...
Yeah.
Always have to keep all the damn techs in mind, because the Zerg can do so much, and it depending on how much bank they have. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's always important in Protoss versus Zerg and Zerg versus Protoss also to keep in mind the tech switch possibilities and have a well-rounded composition.
Yeah, definitely.
But okay, cool. So then let's move on to the next game, which was the Protoss versus Terran, which is actually just like an insanely awesome game between yourself and Rootseeds is intense. So tell us about that game.
That was a bit of a crazy game. It was kind of standard up until 3 base. And then it just kind of got weird because he did one of those 14, 15-minute timings, I think, with the Bio Viking, and did okay, barely held, and then the follow-up kind of held that because he didn't have as many Vikings. And then it just kind of went into kind of late game, early late game, where he's got like Ghost Viking against like Colossus Templar, and then I always wanted you want to add in Tempest because unless you're really good with your Templar control, like really, really good, you got to get the Tempest out to be able to support your Colossus against the Vikings. It's the main reason for that transition. Because if you got like 6 Tempests, they may be up to like 20 Vikings. If you have 6 Tempests and like 6 Colossus, that's going to do pretty well against 20 Vikings. Because if they try and target the Colossus, well, your Tempests are going to kill them pretty fast. And if you land a single Storm on the Vikings, then it kind of really turns the tide of that whole battle. So I tried to do that, but he was just really aggressive and kept picking shit off and delayed my economy. But I just kept defending and whatnot, and finally managed to like snowball an army by picking off little segments of his army that he was sending around and stalker harass. Good old stalker harass. Love that. Behind planetaries. I don't get why more people don't do that. It's like so good.
That was like the funniest and coolest thing to do because it doesn't like, I mean, I noticed also that you would just queue up a bunch of shift like commands, right, to tell the stalkers to go behind the mineral line, and then it's not that micro intensive for you after that, right? Because it's just they're just picking off SCVs for free, right? Whereas the Terran player has to like actually notice it, react, and everything. It's just like a really nice harassment that doesn't easily get cleaned up by a planetary fortress.
Yeah.
But
it does require a bit of babysitting. Not a lot though. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But if they're good with dealing with it, they just send like 4 Marauders and it deals with it pretty well. So if they are aware that you're trying to do that, they can deal with it pretty well. But even if they're aware, eventually maybe you get to a point where they're trying to siege one of your bases, and then they're totally focused on that. So then, and they got a base like really far away, so just warp in some stalkers and send them and deny mining. Either deny mining or you kill a lot of workers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense. And I do want to come back to something else that you said, which was I found really interesting, which was you were saying you mix in the Tempest because unless your control is really good with a High Templar, it can be difficult to deal with the Vikings. Do you find I at least it looked like you were doing some target firing down with the Tempest. I mean, do you find that using the Tempest in the late game is easier than relying on the High Templar to try and snipe off the
Yeah,
Vikings?
yeah, because Tempest just rain hell from a distance. And even though they're really slow in attack speed, they actually deal pretty well with Vikings in a 1 to 2 numbers. It's like if you have 10 Tempests and they have 20 Vikings, or you have 15 Tempests, or even 10 Tempests against like 30 Vikings. If you land like one storm, or if you get like one Archon hit on those Vikings, your Tempests are actually going to win that fight pretty convincingly. And while their Vikings are fighting your Tempest, meanwhile your Colossus are doing big damage to the ground. So that's kind of the purpose of the Tempest. And they have a ton of health. That's why they're so good. Because they tank so much for your Colossus. If they try and target your Colossus, well, that's a big committal. And it can work out, maybe not. Yeah, and it allows you to play defensively with defensive storms, because it's really hard to storm when they have the range advantage, because they have 9 range snipe. So in that situation, and 9 range Vikings against 6 range Stalkers, 9 range Colossus, but that's equal to the Vikings. So it's a matter of, if you have Tempest, it's very easy to be defensive and to retreat, and to do defensive storming is made much easier.
I see.
Yeah, and picking and pulling back, and if they try and chase you, then you storm. So all that kind of just micro. That's the easier micro to do, or the better, I guess the more favorable situation to be in, as opposed to trying to micro Colossus, Archon, Bloodstalker, Templar against Ghost Viking, because they can just get a ton of Ghost Viking, and then there's not much you can do, unless you're like really really good and you got like Templar flanks, and you got super Gosu Korean micro and whatnot. Yeah.
This is all under the assumption that you are good enough, at least, of course. So when you say the easier method or whatever, take it with a grain of salt, ladies and gentlemen, because I know that if I was controlling this, I'd probably be regularly moving my Tempest in and accidentally using my Colossus to attack my High Templar. So, but yeah, that was actually a really, really fun game, so thank you for that one. And let's move on to your PvP. And your PvP against FXO Choya, in a sense, it's actually like a little bit of a captain versus captain battle, because you are the captain of Root Seed Academy and FXO captain Choya. So tell us a little bit more about that game. It was a pretty interesting late game PvP with...
I wouldn't call it late game.
Oh, it was a mid to late game. I mean, I saw Tempest early late game.
Yeah, that was an interesting game. It was kind of an active game, because he plays, I guess, the Korean style, which was like a Mortal Archon active style. I went for like the 3 Colossus into Storm. I made that one attack, which I thought I was going to die to, but I actually managed to hold it in between on 3 base. I just kind of went from there. I think I got some Tempest out, and it's just Storm, Tempest, and like a few Colossus, a few Archons, or a few Immortals, a few Void Rays. Just that kind of mix is a lot better than a Mortal Archon, yes. Especially with Time Warp. You think Tempests aren't very good in those situations, but they kind of are, because they pick and whatnot, and they're kind of something that they have to deal with eventually. They're almost kind of a distraction, a tank. And meanwhile, you've got like a comparable ground army, and Storm is really important. Against those type of armies, like it's a matter of supply efficiency, in terms of having 4 to 8 storms versus having 2 Archons. The storms do so much to help you melt, and just that kind of mix of Colossus, Void Ray, Immortal Archon, Tempest is actually pretty good against the pure, just Immortal Archon kind of style. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And I noticed that especially in the late game, both you and Choya were doing absurd numbers of Zealot Warpins.
Yeah.
And why is that you like both of you guys ended up doing so many Zealot Warpins in the late game?
It's just because those are kind of useless in an army, and you want to spend your minerals to
Mm-hmm.
deny economy
Mm.
and whatnot, and it's just good harassment multitasking. Sometimes you can overdo it, and like it just doesn't. It's just throwing money away, and
Yeah.
then you get in a super late game, and then you end up having like 2,000, 3,000 more resources lost, and then you're in trouble as you start to mine out the map. But at that stage, if you're bringing in decent income, if you already have the near max army,
Mm-hmm.
it's better to spend like 20 supply warping in zealots and DTs all over the place than to just max out and sit there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just because you can do damage, and if you don't, well, okay, you still have that army and you're still mining. You just don't have a big bank. But especially me, um, the goal isn't to trade; it's to have that big army. And if you're going to win a fight, win it convincingly with like storm and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's right.
And yeah, let's I guess just move on to the last game then. And there was the awesome game of the week. And man, just tell me about that awesome game.
It was a really unorthodox game, which is part of why I included this as the awesome game. A very recent game too.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just this guy, the guy, what was his
Mm-hmm.
name? Ooh, I don't know how to pronounce that anyway. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
my Protoss opponent, he, I believe this was just after I played a ladder game against him where he two-gated me.
Mm-hmm.
So he tried to go for a two-gate again. Ended up only making one gate. So it went right off the bat. It went into a really weird situation where it was a proxy one gate against a two-gate reaction, and then which is kind of like the smart move by him since I scouted it super early.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then both kind of end up going very similar things, which was kind of weird to me in hindsight that we both kind of went down similar paths. Where we both went kind of like two gate, um, stalker, whatnot, robo expand. I ended up getting the early expand, and then I went to Immortal Archon, which, as I said, is something I don't normally do, but it just kind of seemed the natural progression given how it opened. So it was really unorthodox.
Mm-hmm.
So I just went into Immortal Archon, and it's good you asked about the Zealot DT warpins because there were a lot of Zealot DT warpins, just insane amounts. And then just kind of kept going. We got onto 3 base and we're trying to take fourths and just kind of trading and just crazy back and forth action everywhere. So it's just a really good, fun, crazy game, PvP.
Yeah, definitely go check out that game, guys, if you haven't seen it already. But with that being said, I think that was the last game of the week. So I don't know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed those games, and I mean, I think we're pretty much wrapping it up for the week. So do you have any closing thoughts or shoutouts that you want to do, Bones?
We're not playing another 2v2. So sad.
Oh, maybe another
Uh,
time. Maybe another time.
okay, I guess yeah. Shout out to my team at Root for Seed, our sponsor, main sponsor, TT Esports. Again, shout out to you for having me on the show, for running
Oh,
the show. Good job. With the packed schedule, keeping up with it. What is it? 5 days a week?
6 days a week. Yeah.
6 days a week. Yep. I mean, I guess that's about it.
Hmm.
I think. Shout out. I think were we still gonna do the replay pack?
Yes, actually.
So
The way that we can do it is either you or myself will talk about this afterwards. Can upload the replay pack, and actually, if you guys look in the chat, the audience, in the Twitch chat, I'll have a link over to that replay pack. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can get the replay pack in the link down below. And actually, if you decide to check out any of the older videos for this week from Root Seeds' Bones, then I'll have the link to the replay pack over there as well, over on youtube.com/FearDragon64.
okay.
And yeah, guys, definitely go check it out. Bones, you
Yeah.
want to just tell people what's in it?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I'll upload it. It's a kind of combined pack. It's 2 partial packs together. I kind of cut it off after pack 10 because I was going to do something with that, but then didn't end up doing it, so I just kind of threw them together. There's a bunch of good games, fairly recent, the past month, basically. Some of the games that I think have been casted this week are in that pack. I'm not sure entirely, but yeah, it's maybe 40, 30 to 40.
Wow.
I'm not sure. Good number of PvZ, PvP, PvT. Just I think just my standard styles for the most part. Although some interesting games. Yeah. Also, make sure to check out my Liquipedia page for replay packs and VODs and lots of other things. I have them all posted on there. So that's another place you can go to see those things. That's about it, I think.
Yeah, guys, definitely go do that. Like, check out the replay pack and check out the Liquipedia page, which, by the way, props to keeping that so updated. That is hard to do, man. I got lazy with my own. But, yeah, guys, like, if you want to copy and, like, a North American Protoss player who's really, really awesome, this guy is your man. Like, he plays that super solid style. If you want to learn how to play the game really well, it's a great person to copy. It's not going to be like one of those players that you see going like crazy, like changing up the build just every single game just to try and like mess and be unpredictable. Like, this guy has solid builds and they're worth copying, so check him out. And
I did miss one thing. Make sure to check out my stream at
yes.
twitch.tv/up535. I finally gotten back to streaming past couple days. Hopefully we'll continue going pretty well. Well, except for last stream session was pretty bad, but hopefully continue with that. So yeah, check that out. Thanks.
Yeah, guys. And actually the links for that, as well as your Twitter account and everything, are actually going to be in the Twitch chat again, and also on the YouTube little notes right below the video. So make sure you check that out, as well as his team Root for Fruit. I think it's at Root for Root and at Root for Seed on Twitter.
That's correct.
Yeah, but if you guys actually enjoyed this series in any capacity whatsoever, please consider subscribing over here over on twitch.tv/FearDragon64 or youtube.com/FearDragon64, depending on which one you're watching them at. The series happens once again Monday through Saturday, 6 days a week at 9 p.m. Pacific. Next week, actually, we're going to be doing it at 8:30 Pacific, and now's actually a good time to announce the new player that we're going to bring on. It's going to be Eternity Gaming's Nubergini. He's actually a really, really awesome Canadian Zerg player, and he has actually done pretty well for himself for the most part in Canada and offline events, but is still looking to make a kind of a big name for himself, especially on offline or online events, and maybe one day a big, I don't know, NASL or something finals. But
still no Terrans.
Still no Terrans. We are working on that. If you guys have any suggestions for a Terran player that you think is up and coming, please let me know as soon as possible.
Avilo, #1
Avilo.
Oh, please no.
For some particular reasons that I'm not going to talk about, we're going to just let that one slide and say thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Hope you guys decide to have a wonderful weekend and tune in on Monday at 8:30 p.m. Pacific. That's 11:30 Eastern. And yeah, it's been lovely to have you on, Bones.
Thanks for having me. It's been good.
All right. Have a wonderful night, guys. Take care.